Hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 2 in this Laravel 11 tutorial. Remember, in the previous episode we managed to install our application. So we installed our Laravel project via Composer, and we also managed to run it using PHP Artisan Serve. So as you can see here, this is our project which is up and running. So we have Laravel version 11.1.0 and our PHP version is 8.2.12. So remember, we said that we are going to manage authentication libraries. So we have to install the library, and in Laravel it's called Breeze. So how do we do it? If we go to our documentation, if you go down, if you go on the bottom here, this footer, you'll see the ecosystems here. We have got Breeze, we have got Cashier, we have got Dask, we have got Echo, there's Envoyer, there's Forge, up to Vapor. So ours is on Breeze. So we open Breeze so that we see what does it contain. So Laravel Breeze is a minimal, simple implementation of all of Laravel's authentication features, including login, registration, password reset, email verification, and password confirmation. In addition, Breeze includes a simple profile page where the user may update their name, email, address, and password. So Laravel Breeze default view layer is made up of simple blade templates, okay, which are styled with Tailwind CSS. So if you can see in our project, inside our project, there is, if I open composer.json, right? If I open it, you'll see there is Tailwind already installed by default. So all right, I think we'll have to install it through another command, which is npm install. So we're gonna do that later on, but you'll see that there is like Breeze, there is Tailwind, which is already installed. Okay, let me check in the package.json. Maybe we are going to find it there. No, we don't have it. So all right, that's not an issue for us, because what we want to have is our Breeze installed in the project. So how do we do it? We do that by copying, okay, this. We copy this. So composer require Laravel/Breeze, and then there is this development, and it's gonna install it for us. So once we have done that, we will have to run PHP Artisan Breeze install so that we can configure other elements. So the other thing also which I have to do is to go to this env file. So this file is important because we are going to set up our database name. So you will see that. All right, we haven't configured yet our database, but we can write here, because the default database for Laravel 11 is SQLite. So what we can do is to also configure our database, but we also have to do that later on. So as of now, let me install Laravel Breeze before I do the migration, because when doing the migration I have to set up my database, right? So if I open my project inside here, I will have to paste what I've copied. I have to paste this. So I copy this, and then I go to here, right? So composer require Laravel / breeze, and then development. So if I hit enter, it's gonna install that for me. So I just have to wait, and then it's doing the magic for me. So downloading Laravel Breeze, which is version 2.1.0. When you are using Laravel 10, you will have to install Breeze version 1.9, because you will have issues when you are installing using this. It's always giving me errors, and unless I install the older version, which is version 1.9. So for Laravel 11, it just installs without any errors. So as you can see, we are using version 2.1 for Laravel Breeze. Now the next step is to install the Breeze now. So using PHP Artisan, and I will have to go here, and then I do this, and then click install. So it's gonna ask me now, which Breeze stack would you like to install? There is Blade with Alpine, there is Livewire, which is Vault class API with Alpine, and then we have got Livewire Vault functional API with Alpine, React with Inertia, then Vue with Inertia, and there is API only. So I have to install Blade, okay, because as you can see here, it states that we use Blade, and is made up of simple Blade templates styled with Tailwind CSS. So what I have to do is to add the Blade one. Of course, there is also other options based on Livewire or Inertia. So we will ignore that for now. I will go there and I will write Blade. So if I hit enter to say, would you like dark mode support? If yes, then write yes. If no, then select no. So for me, I will just type yes, and then enter. And then there is, which testing framework do you prefer? So I would prefer PHP Unit. So I will write, there's 0 and 1. So I will just select 1, not 0, 1, and then enter. So it will install and build node dependencies for me, right? So I just have to wait, and if you see here we go, tailwind.configure.js. It has installed automatically for me. Why? Because if you go to the explanation here, it says that Laravel Breeze's default view layer is made up of simple Blade templates styled with Tailwind CSS. So it will install this Tailwind CSS automatically for me. I don't have to do anything else. It will do that for me. So we should wait a little bit. Now, if you will have to see a difference. Here there is nothing to do with login and register. But once we have installed Breeze, we will have to refresh this page, and then we will see login and register appearing here. Why? Because we have added now the authentication library, right? So yeah, it has managed to install without any problem. Installation and building node dependencies, added 144 packages, okay, and audited 145 packages in 49 seconds. 36 packages are looking for funding, and blah blah blah. Build Vite. So Breeze scaffolding installed successfully. So now what we have to do is to run what we call migration. All right, we have to migrate the tables. Okay, so once we have done, we should migrate. So now here I think it's gonna allow us, because it's using SQLite, it's gonna do the migration. so nothing to migrate, because remember in the first tutorial it did the migration for us, so there's nothing to migrate. Now what we can do next is to install Node, right? So we will paste this one and we install the Node, and it's gonna do that for us. Okay, so it has done. Now next we copy this npm run dev, all right, and then we hit enter. So it's gonna run the npm, which is Node, and Node is one of the JavaScript frameworks. So it's gonna run for us. So it's Vite, it's using Vite. So if I click on this link, it's gonna take us to this one. So it's like Laravel plus Vite. So this is the Vite development server that provides hot module replacement for your Laravel application. Now if I go to my project now and I do refresh, you will see we'll have this login and register. So now it means we have successfully installed Breeze. If you get any errors, please leave a comment below, because mine, I did not get any error, and it means I have successfully installed this package. So if I click login, it will take me now to the login section, where if I log in, it will say these credentials do not match our records because I did not register. So I will go back and register here. So if I do the registration, Hamdan Banda, this and that, and say password, let's say, and then okay, if I click register, the password field must be okay, right? So password, I just missed a letter, so I would say okay, register. Now it has successfully registered. You see, this is the username, and then I can go to profile, and from there I can rename, okay, and then I can go to dashboard. So this is what we have done. Now I have done a lot for now. So next lesson we will now delve into our folder, because we have to understand everything in here before we move forward. So in the next lesson we will have to understand our folder, which is our project, and then we will run it using code, which is Visual Studio Code. So we will use Visual Studio Code, and this is our folder. Now everything else we'll be doing it in this IDE.